Hey guys, the camera is not good today because I'm on a laptop. But I wanted to be able to share my screen. Can you hear me okay? How are you guys? It's been a crazy Monday. Hey Tina Baker. Hey Delaney, Truth Seeker, Cha Cha. How are you guys? Are you following the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie stuff? I think we're all kind of following it. It's everywhere. Um, Good. I'm glad you can hear me. Um, I did see something right before I came on. So you guys know the FBI has raided Brian's house. Hey, think for yourself. Hey, Libby. Hey, Maria. Um, the FBI raided his house. Let me see. I've got some photos of that. And also, I just now had a photo of them like, hold on, I want to show you. They're they're at the dumpster and here we go. Twitter is a place to find out some of this stuff. So it says that they have put a shade around the dumpster. It's like they found something in there. I don't know. That was 30, it was posted 34 seconds before I saw it and I was coming on. So I don't know. I wasn't watching the live feed. Um, I do know that Barry Morphew's arrest affidavit is posted. I've got it pulled up. I'm so excited. That's why I'm on the laptop so I can go through it with you guys. So this was earlier when the FBI came. Let's see. Computer's being slow. I'm sorry. Yes, I just heard the 911 call as I was coming on too. I mean, wow. That's crazy. Can't get that off me. There we go. Yes, I heard that. So I think it's all kind of falling apart in front of, or, coming together actually in front of us. Um, I wasn't surprised by the 911 call though. I'm glad that, somebody witnessed that so that we could have a better picture of what was going on in that relationship. Because to me, in that body cam footage, there's no way that she seemed like she could be the abuser, antagonist, whatever. I think that, I don't know. If you guys have ever dealt with like a person like this, um, like I used to date this guy and he was so mean and he was like physically abusive, mentally abusive, but everybody loved him. Like he was really good at faking being awesome and calm and collected and you know what I mean? And he would like push and push and push and I would react and then it would be like, look at her crazy, like she's being crazy, you know what I mean? And I feel like that it really seems like that's kind of the relationship they had. Delaney, I think it was from the day that the body came, but I'm not for sure. I just heard it seconds before I came on. Um Awful. If anything happens though, we can pull it up and look together since I'm on the laptop today, kind of going through Barry's arrest affidavit. This is all moving rather fast, just like Watts. I know. I really, really I cannot wait to get your opinion on some of the artwork he was doing. And there's certain things that seem to be like common in these big crimes. Yeah. I'm not so much like, I think it's possible, but I don't know. I'm a, like, I don't know. I'm the kind of person I have to see it to believe it. And like I like conspiracies and I love like people that think outside of the box. That's why I love your channel, Think for Yourself. So anybody who loves that stuff, definitely go check her out. But also I'm like iffy on it still, a lot of it. Hey Sandy Beach. Hey Dat Set. I am so excited. Yep, exactly, Libby. Narcissistic personality. Okay, so let's take a second. I've never done this before, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm on my niece's laptop. I have a laptop, but it's older than this one. And my phone, I have a decent camera on my phone, so I always use that. I think you're right, Maria. completely. I can't imagine what she might have went through. It's just scary. The familiar symbol in the right corner of the body cam. Libby, the common denominator in these cases is narcissism. Yeah. Megan, you always have a voice on my channel. I know that some people, stuff makes them uncomfortable and they don't want to hear it. I'm up for hearing all of it. And I want everybody to have a voice as long as they're respectful. Thank you. Sandy Beach, you are awesome too. Yeah, the books, the artwork, the books. I have a screen recording on my channel of his Instagram artwork. And if Megan, if you message me on like Facebook Messenger or something, I could send it to you that way. I was trying to tell you that in the chat yesterday. Which I sent the screen recording to Melissa. It's a video on my channel too. So, hey, Shar. Happy that you're here. Okay, do you guys want to start looking into this? And as things happen with that case, we'll kind of discuss it as it unfolds while we're going through this arrest affidavit. Yeah, you definitely are, Megan. Always. Okay. So I've already got it pulled up, but I have to share my screen, which like hang in there because I've never done this before. I played with it earlier though. Okay. Yay! I once made a sign that said there is no I in denial. That's I don't know what you meant there at the end. That's an indication of a narcissist. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're all about themselves for sure. 666 in the form of a triangle. I didn't see that. Oh my gosh. Hey, Jen. Okay. Here is, let me pull this up on my phone too. So I just want to make sure you guys see that. Since I'm sharing the screen, I don't know how clearly you're going to be able to see this. Plus, I can't see chat, so I have to get it up on my phone. Okay. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, you guys. On my phone. Ew. Anybody else like hate hearing your own voice? It's just so weird. I think I'm gonna do this just for a few minutes, like just where all we see is this. Maybe I'll make it bigger. Yeah. Okay. That sound was a pun to narcissist. Yeah, it took me a second, but I got it eventually. Okay, you guys. Ooh, I'm nervous, but okay. Name Linda Stanley. This is basically in the beginning. We're probably not going to get a lot. I've just skipped forward a little bit, but I'm going to stop here for a second. So, the undersigned, being duly sworn, deposes and swears that this affidavit is made in support of an application for an arrest warrant for Barry Lee Morphew, age 53. So Linda Stanley, or the DA, gets together, puts this together with the police reports and gives it to the judge to try to get the warrant. So this is like their proof that, hey, we need to get a warrant on this person. Suzanne took clear articulable steps in January 2020 in attempts to separate from and divorce her husband, Barry. She told her family and close friends about her intentions, secretly recorded her notes of abuse in her phone because Barry monitored it, confronted Barry in arguments that she secretly recorded with help from a friend, and finally sent him a text 4 days before she disappeared saying that she was, quote, done. Let's handle this civilly, unquote. This would have been nice to do when we were following along on Twitter, just to pull up their accounts, but okay. Barry, however, initially represented to investigators from CBI, FBI, and Chaffee County Springs, I'm sure that's what that is, that his marriage with Suzanne was perfect, and she had no intention of leaving him. Barry's statements about his actions on the days before and after Suzanne's disappearance have been proven to be false and misleading by this investigation. Barry knowingly destroyed evidence that his relationship with Suzanne was deteriorating and that he was involved in her disappearance and homicide. Suzanne's bicycle and helmet were recovered close to the Morphew residence, discarded before Barry left town in the early morning hours of May 10th of 2020. The investigation to date indicates that these items were not indicative of an accident, an animal attack, Suzanne being a runaway, Suzanne committing suicide, or Suzanne being the victim of a stranger abduction. All records checks available to the FBI and local law enforcement indicate, as of April 30th, 2021, that Suzanne has not used a credit card nor her social security number, nor has she been contacted by law enforcement, not flown in an airplane, not crossed a national border, not established utilities or housing, nor otherwise continued in her normal pattern of life for over 355 days. Based upon legal supposition, Suzanne Morphew, based on this lack of proof of life, is deceased. And they reference a case, People versus Scott. They are towing Brian's parents' truck. Oh my goodness, you guys. I can pull, let me know if there's something that I should pull up that we can keep an eye on while we're going through this. Because I can't really pull up video while we're going through it, but any maybe news website, like if any articles are written or anything about it, then I can pull it up. Okay, so within a month or so of Barry moving Suzanne and their daughter from Indiana to Colorado, in April 2018, Suzanne sent a Facebook message of, quote, howdy, stranger, unquote, to her high school friend, Jeff Libler. Ooh. Jeff and Libler, Suzanne and Libler, who resides in Michigan, began communicating regularly through 2018 and eventually began meeting each other in 2019. Suzanne traveled to meet him in New Orleans, Indianapolis, Dallas, Michigan, and Florida, where they eventually had consensual sex. By September of 2019, Barry took clear steps to determine if Suzanne was having an affair by stalking her at their own residence in Salida, Colorado, as witnessed by Suzanne's best friend, Sheila Oliver. In 2019, Barry took Suzanne's phone from her when they were in a resort in Mexico while she was talking to Libler, but he was unable to determine Libler's identity. Ooh. That's new information right there. On May 8th of 2020, Suzanne saved it in the notes section of her phone that Barry accused her of having a boyfriend on May 6th of 2020. On May 9th of 2020, Suzanne's last proof of life occurred in the 2 p.m. hour when she was messaging Libler with a selfie while Barry returned to the residence. Suzanne did not respond to Libler's return messages at 2:44 or 2:46. The same time, Barry admitted to running around their property with a gun and placing his phone in airplane mode at 2:47. Wow. Okay, so this is new information, you guys. Did not know that she had a note in her phone that he accused her of a boyfriend. Did you guys know that? And then did not know about, let's see, there was something else about the text while they were in Mexico. That is why I wanted to go through this, and it's a lot. There's 131 pages. Okay. The computer activity telematics from Barry's Ford F-350, the activity of his cell phone, and statements he made to law enforcement in multiple interviews 2020 until 5:37 a.m. on May 10th of 2020. He took steps to dispose of evidence of Suzanne's disappearance and death, create a false alibi for himself, and stage a crime scene. In recent months, following the presentation of evidence by FBI agents to Barry, he has changed critical details about his activities in the 2 p.m. hour on May 9th in attempts to match the evidence. Since January of 2021, Barry has admitted to chasing a chipmunk with a gun around the house while Suzanne was outside sunbathing, shooting a deer with a tranquilizer dart to explain a dart or needle cap in the dryer, disposing of the tranquilizer solution during his trip to Broomfield, following a bull elk down Highway 50 in the 4 a.m. hour on May 10th to explain why his truck would be headed west, where the helmet was discarded, and finally stating to the FBI on April 22nd, 2021, that he looks guilty from the evidence and God allowed these things to happen. Brian, okay, let's check it out then. Maybe I can just do a search for Brian Benton Critter. And we can check back and forth. Got it. Taking away your means of support is paramount. Yep, absolutely. Okay. Tow trucks at the house. Are you guys seeing this? Well, I'm seeing it on my phone, so you are. Let's see. Right now. Towing away the Mustang. Wow. I'm so happy that my niece let me use her computer. It's been here for months, and she hasn't been here. She used to stay here all the time. And it's just been sitting here. Wow, there is a lot of people out there. Guess my camera came back on, but that's okay. 21 minutes ago. Hold on. There we go. It came back on when I took it off the screen, but hey, Kelly, we are going through Barry's arrest affidavit, but also checking up on things, that are happening. Let me see. This is kind of how I've been doing things on my phone, so I haven't done it on the computer. So I'm going to do a search for his name, Brian. 1,500 tweets in the last hour. Unbelievable. And this is how I've been doing it. And then going to the very latest. And wow, you guys. Bye-bye, FBI taking Brian's car. The 911. Many people are talking about the 911 recording. The attorney for the Laundrie family said he will hold a press conference Tuesday at 1 p.m. Wow. heard about that yet, but that was just 1 minute ago. There's just so many people tweeting about it that a lot is coming in. Local Alabama news station has confirmed that police mobile, let's go to that. MPD investigates sightings of Brian Laundrie in Tillman's Quarter. Oh, this is at NBC 15 that somebody was asking me about earlier. NBC has confirmed that mobile police officers were in the Tillman's Corner area Monday following up on leads that Brian Laundrie was seen in the area over the weekend. Officers were investigating reports that Laundrie was seen in or near Walmart and Jimmy John's near I-10 and Rangeline Road. Internet reports over the weekend stated he was in the area. Interesting. He will have many fellow inmates wanting his art. Um, yeah, it's a free document, Wendy. Let me see. I can link it for you guys. Already exited out of the Colorado. No, there it is. Can I link it like this and just put it in the chat? I'm not done StreamYard on the computer, so I think I can now. That's what we're gonna do. I'm so anxious too. Okay, so I was trying to help Melissa because she was live before I came on, and we'll get right back to the affidavit, but just want to check and make sure, and then we'll come back and check again in a few minutes. But I was showing Melissa, a lot of people were saying that mom or dad worked for the DA's office. I've tried verifying that and I cannot. And you would think that if you do a Google search of their names, somewhere an article will come up of a case they were on or something like that. A lot of people have done articles about them, and none of them showed that that was true. They did show that they had some money, um, but that's it. They have that business and whatever, but nothing like that. Now, there is a person in New York, an officer, that has the last name of Laundrie. Rumors are spreading that that's his brother. He doesn't have a brother, as far as I can tell, and I've looked for a minute and checked several places. He only has the sister. Um, But now I know a lot of people don't believe in psychics. I do, not all of them, but some of them. And this guy he has a large following, his name's Aphrodite. He did a reading on this case and he said that misinformation in the media, like people trying to play the press game, is what he called it, is going to be a huge problem in this case. A lot of misinformation and sometimes flat out disinformation people are spreading knowingly. I think misinformation is when you spread it unknowingly. Disinformation is when you purposely, what in the world, spread it. Do you guys want me to play that 911 call before we go back to it? If it's right here, I will. Let's see. Gabby Petito 911 calls reveals witness saw Brian hitting, slapping girlfriend days before her disappearance.
I don't know. We've been fighting all morning, and he wouldn't let me in the car before.
Why wouldn't he let you in the car?
What happened? Get froze on us. Let's try that again. I'm sorry, you guys. I actually have really good internet here, so I don't know. I'm going to reload it like this. Oh, okay, Kelly. Awesome.
Why wouldn't he let you in the car? Because of your OCD?
Told me I needed to calm down. Yeah.
This new body camera video from police in Utah shows Gabby Petito and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, 10 days before he reported her missing. Police responded to a 911 call about a domestic incident involving Petito and Laundrie while they were cross-country road tripping. Police now call Laundrie a person of interest in Petito's disappearance. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Seri has the latest from North Point, Florida.
Authorities releasing this body cam video showing Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie in Moab, Utah. It's from a traffic stop on August 12. A witness called 911 saying he saw the couple arguing over a phone.
I was just cleaning and trying to get back to the van before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm so mean, because sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I can get really frustrated.
I was pushing her away because she wanted I locked the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather.
The police report says the couple told officers they loved each other, but their time together on the road was creating emotional strain and leading to arguments. Police now naming Laundrie a person of interest in Gabby's disappearance. He returned to his parents' home in Northport, Florida, 10 days before his girlfriend was reported missing. Authorities and Gabby's family are urging Laundrie to cooperate with the investigation.
That's not working, so I'm going to play it off Kelly's channel because maybe it was going to be in there for a minute, but it's a 45-second thing, and we were near the end. I've never been on, there we go. Oh, there we are. I'm not logged into my account, so daggone. There it is. Well, there's your channel. Then.
Hey, my name is Miranda Baker, and on August 29th, my boyfriend and I picked up Brian.
A lot of people are saying that some people are questioning her, if she's legit or not. But what I found, all I could find on that was that, the police were using her information in their timeline. So that's really interesting. CDT has an awesome channel, and she's one of my friends, and she is an incredible person, makes great videos along with Amber. You guys have to check them out if you haven't. But here we go.
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's it at?
5'6" beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what'd you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Wow. What's happening here? Hey, Meg. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in a bit. I hope you're doing okay. You changed your name back to Chitty Chatty Meg. Okay, Meg and I have been talking about this affidavit since he was arrested. Yeah, no doubt, Truth Seeker. No doubt. Isn't it crazy that she didn't tell on him? Which it's not crazy, but it's just something to take note of. Okay, so there's not too much happening there. We'll go back to the affidavit until something else comes up, or we can check Twitter in a few minutes. Oh, I'm sure there is more to the call that they haven't released. And can you imagine, like, what they have and know about that we don't know about? I mean, who knows? It's so crazy, and everything has been like kind of shocking, and it just keeps happening. And imagine all the things they know if we knew all of that. And eventually we will, just like we're doing right now with Barry. Eventually we'll get to go through the details. I'm posting my own videos now. Oh, awesome. I had heard that there was a 911, like there was a call. So they had to have known about it. I don't know. It's really crazy. Um, the other day, I said interesting, which is one of the words that I overuse. I have to look for new ones. And someone said something in my chat. They're like, oh, is interesting the only big word you know? And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, other words for interesting would be like intriguing or, riveting. And these they're powerful. Interesting is just like, I want I want to know about it, but it's not like, I don't know. You guys know what I'm saying. Sandy Beach. Yeah, when she says like that she doesn't drive the van much and stuff, it's just she's such a little innocent, young, naive little baby. And it's just heartbreaking. It really is. Mm. Okay. Barry's involvement in Suzanne's disappearance and death can be organized into the initial scene and interviews, Section 1, Suzanne's affair and her attempts to leave him, Section 2, Barry's early statements to CBI from May through June of 2020, Section 3, the evidence recovered by law enforcement, Section 4, witness statements, Section 5, and Barry's statements to the FBI in 2021, wherein he tangentially describes what happened to Suzanne when he has shown evidence in the case. The following case synopsis was prepared for this affidavit by your affiant with the assistance of FBI Special Agent Jonathan Grusing. Okay. Section 1, the initial scene, which it's interesting. There are see, I said interesting again, and it took my took my brain off of what I was saying. Oh, okay, yeah. There are officers who worked on this that were in the Watts case. They were called to the stand when we were going through the tweets of the court hearing. Thank you, guys. Tell them to shut up. We love how you talk in orgies. Thank you. People are so rude. I'm like, dang, you could have at least, like, I don't know. Could have been a little nicer about it. Maybe I need a thesaurus. Okay. On May 10th of 2020 at approximately 5:58 p.m., CCSO Deputy Damon Brown was notified by dispatch to contact Scott Ritter, later correctly identified as Martin Ritter, by phone regarding a possible missing person who also has cancer. Dispatch further informed that the missing person was named Suzanne Morphew and that her husband Barry was driving back from Denver and did not have cell service, when in fact he was at his hotel in Broomfield with cell service. Well, thank you, Miss Tammy. Barry is going to get out. I really believe that. He's going to post his bail. I found it interesting. Yeah. You guys are cracking me up, but I do believe he will. It's $500,000 and he has the money. He sold property and stuff. And I really think he will. Martin Ritter reported to Deputy Brown that he was contacted earlier by telephone by Suzanne's daughter. Was attending college at Western State University, was concerned because she could not reach Suzanne via telephone or text. Martin's wife, Jean Ritter, proceeded to the residence but could not locate Suzanne, so Martin contacted Barry via telephone. Martin further stated that Barry told him he also could not reach Suzanne either. Martin told Barry that he did not locate Suzanne at the residence, nor could he locate her after searching the immediate area. Barry instructed Martin to call 911 and advised Martin that he was on his way home from Denver. Martin estimated to Deputy Brown that Suzanne went missing between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. that same morning. Okay, now we have Deputy Brown reporting. What do you make of his reported flight home and back before the drive back in the van? I don't know. I want to see that verified because now I do know that the parents have maybe mentioned something about that, Gabby's parents, but I haven't seen it verified. So I'm wondering, there's so many things that are being spread that just aren't true. Like the comments about a parent working for the DA's office. I want to know if that's true or not. And I tried, like, I haven't found anything about it online. If anybody else likes to research stuff like that and you find something, send it to me because I really want, you would think, if you're a DA that you've worked cases or whatever that have gotten media attention, at least local media or something, and that there would be articles about it. But I don't know. I was cracking up because the one of the news reporters quoted Drake, like the rapper. She's like, "Yes, it went from 0 to 100 real quick." And it was just funny. But Kristen, I agree. They failed in so many areas. Like it is said now, and there's an insider article about it. I linked it on my community page, that the note on his car at the reserve that the parents found was not from him, but from the police asking them to move it. Well, you would think, I mean, run the tags. There is a huge active investigation happening. I know he's not wanted or even a suspect, named suspect at least, but I don't know. It's just like you failed so much. Then on national television, you say, yes, we know where he is. And then the next day, it's like, no, we don't know where he is. Nobody's seen him since Tuesday. That's interesting. I need to try a new one. Like, that's gripping. It's gripping. I don't know. None of it feels right. Okay. Deputy Brown reporting. Deputy Brown attempted to contact Barry at 6:05 p.m. without success, then again at 7:10 p.m. When he spoke with Barry, Barry stated that the last time he saw his wife was at their residence at 5 a.m. that morning, May 10th of 2020, when he got up to leave for Denver for a landscaping job. Suzanne was still sleeping and Barry did not speak with her. Barry advised Deputy Brown that Suzanne has recently gained an interest in mountain biking and began biking on a regular daily basis. Barry advised that when Suzanne would bike, she would wear a turquoise in color bicycle helmet and a windbreaker jacket. No other description for the windbreaker. He described that Suzanne also had an iPhone which she would take with her when biking. Barry added that Suzanne was going through cancer treatments and he provided Deputy Brown with her phone number when he requested it. Deputy Brown and Sergeant Lemaine Mullinax drove to the Morphy residence and turned onto County Road CR 225 from US Highway 50 at about 7:31 p.m. They drove slowly, looking along the steep incline along the shoulder of CR 225 for the bicycle. As Deputy Brown turned the corner, he saw a blue mountain bike down near the ravine close to the bottom of the hill, with the front tire pointed downwards towards the creek. Sergeant Mullinax accompanied Deputy Brown to investigate the blue Santa Cruz mountain bike. They saw no indications of a crash, as Deputy Brown noted. The vegetation around the bike was not flattened in the area where a human body would have landed. There was no blood around the bike, nor was there any apparent damage to the bike. Due to the steepness of the incline, the bike should have been damaged if an accident had occurred. When Deputy Brown moved the bike up the path, he noticed that the front brake pad was seized and the handlebars were turned completely to the left, causing the brake cables to wrap around the bike frame. Deputy Brown and Sergeant Mullinax examined the dirt shoulder of CR 225 immediately above the area where the bike was recovered and, quote, did not observe any braking marks or skid marks from a bicycle. It's definitely interesting. That's fascinating. There you go. But some stuff is just not that interesting, right? It's no one would be like, oh, I was fascinated. If I was just a little bit interested and wanted to know more. Thank you, Kelly. You have a great day and be safe going to get them. Thank you for being here. In a separate interview, Martin Ritter told the FBI that Barry said he was, quote, at a work site with workers present when he, unquote, when he received the final call from Martin. Barry also told CBI agents multiple times that he was at the Via Vara work site in Broomfield, Colorado, when he received that call and had to drive to his hotel to drop his tools off for the workers. The Broomfield hotel video, however, disproved those assertions by Barry. Ew. Deputy Brown examined the front rim of the bike tire and he observed no damage to the rim or spokes, which he expected to see if the brake had locked and the weight from a rider who would have been going headfirst over the edge. Deputy Brown wrote, after all these observations, I started to question if something criminal had occurred, as it looked like the brake was purposefully thrown in this location, unquote. Let me go back to that picture for just a second. Okay, do you guys see it? Absolutely, Yenny. It's hard to see because these photos are just like in Gannon's case. I printed that discovery off and I could not hardly tell anything out of the pictures. But is this the bicycle? There's a wheel here and a wheel here. I think that's it. That is super interesting. Sorry. Super intriguing. It's super cool though to see the photos. Like we've been waiting for so long. Meanwhile, one of the daughter's boyfriends, his father, Michael Harvey, and I'm pretty sure because I'd heard about, but let's just, we won't say that for sure because it could be anybody, but that's my guess. Finding no signs of forced entry at the entry door or any other points of entry into the residence. Deputy Brown walked through the Morphew residence with someone present. Deputy Brown observed that the residence was well kept and orderly, with the exception of one guest bedroom, later identified as bedroom and blank bedroom. The bed was stripped of the bedding. That's one of the daughters. We did hear about that in court. Lucy Pearl, because it said now that the car was, there was a note on it from the police that it needed to be moved because it was parked like on state park property or whatever. So that makes more sense. It kind of like, ties everything together. But you guys, my community page it's popping for real. It is. I'm posting on it all the time. Like this morning, I posted a bunch of that stuff. I posted an article about the note on the car because I wondered the same thing. Why are you going to take the car thinking that he's out there and may need a ride home? Do you guys want to? Well, let's get through this page and then we're going to check for updates. Hey, Shannon. We'll check for updates in the Petito case, but it's kind of just, there's not much happening at this time, so it gives us time to go through this affidavit. So at 9:37 p.m., Commander Avila brought Barry into the house and advised Deputy Brown that they were looking for a piece of clothing from the residence for the search dogs to locate Suzanne. He observed mountain bike gloves and padded shorts in the pile. He took a pair of the shorts. I wonder if she had more than one pair of mountain biking gloves. Deputy Brown was walking in the driveway when Deputy DeFurio told him that there were barefoot marks inside of the bucket on the bobcat. Oh, wow. Oh, we didn't hear that in court. There was barefoot marks in the bucket? Oh my gosh, you guys. Wow. I believe, Duke, that it is gonna be a second degree, but I'm not sure. I don't know. He's I don't know if he's actually out of jail yet, but we do know that he's going to be able to get out, and I bet you he's out by the end of the day. That is shocking, you guys. If there were barefoot marks in the buckets of the bobcat, that means a person was in the bucket, right? Or at least their feet. No blood, that makes me think a person. Oh my gosh. Okay. We see I'm from West Virginia. I grew up on a farm. I see lots of like stuff like that and never seen a person in it. So that's interesting. Interesting. See? Ah. Okay. Deputy Brown. I think you're right, Lucy Pearltops. Deputy Brown was walking in the driveway. Oh, yeah, we read that and I stopped. He went with him to examine and found that the cutting blade on the bucket of the bobcat appeared to be newly replaced, along with the nuts and bolts. Me too, Lucy Pearl. Barefoot or barefoot? B-A-R-E. So, bare, like the first one. LG, I'm not sure. But there is there is certain videos where her face looks swollen, one of her eyes looks swollen, but I'm not sure. Let me get through this and we're gonna go back and check what's new on Twitter, what's coming out right now. That just really like made my stomach drop, you guys. Hey, Turtle Girl. Okay. Sergeant Mullinex documented that he was present when Deputy Brown was speaking to Barry at approximately 7:10 p.m. over the phone. Barry said that Suzanne rides her bike regularly and usually leaves between 8 and 9. The picture was of the bike. There's the bike. Suzanne's bike. Upon inspecting the bike with Deputy Brown, Sergeant Mullinex activated his body camera, as did Deputy Brown. Sergeant Mullinex noted that the bike appeared out of place. Sergeant Mullinex and Deputy Brown walked down to the ravine as they called out for Suzanne. They walked a few hundred yards along the ravine without finding anything of interest. Sergeant Mullinex asked Deputy Brown to go to the Morphew residence while he stayed with the bike, which Deputy Brown moved up the road. Deputy Brown contacted dispatch as they have no cell service and asked for the local hospital to be checked for Suzanne. Dispatch informed Deputy Brown that Suzanne had not been to the hospital. Well, thank you, Cher. By the way, that's where I seen the pictures of her eye swollen. If you guys go to Cher's channel, she has a screenshot on her community page, which is exactly what I was talking about. Shannon, we played that 911 call. We'll go back and check that stuff out again. And for anyone who missed, there were bare feet marks in the bobcat bucket. That's basically all we've gotten new from this discovery. We're just diving into it, but we do see this picture of the bike and yeah. Let me 1 second. I want to link Cher's channel so that people can see that photo and stuff, and definitely subscribe. Oh, Shar, you beat me to it. Thank you so much. You're the best. And I appreciate you and love you so much. Okay. Sergeant Mullinex and Deputy Brown walked down to the ravine. Okay, we read that. Sergeant Mullinex asked dispatch to ping the number given for Suzanne's cell phone. Dispatch informed Sergeant Mullinex that the cell phone appeared to be off and last known activity was at 4:23 a.m. on the present date, with the general location about 11 miles west of a cell tower in Poncha Springs. Sarah, I'm with you 100%. That's what those abusers do. They're so good at making people like them, believe them, think that they're, calm, collected, innocent, all of that. That's what they do, and they're so likable at first. It's crazy. So her cell phone pinged 11 miles west of a tower in Poncha Springs. While Sergeant Mullinex was by the bike, Blank approached and identified himself as the boyfriend of Suzanne's daughter. He confirmed that the bike belonged to Suzanne. As Sergeant Mullinex examined the bike, he found no scratches or damage to it. At about 8:42 p.m., Barry arrived on the scene in his truck by himself, walked up and touched the bicycle and identified it as Suzanne's. Yeah, Duke, I just posted it. Well, hold on, I'll come post it again. That way you guys can read it too. Okay. We're going to go check out anything new in the Petito case at the end of this page. And we're right here right now. So we have a new sergeant reporting. And I don't know if I can say his last name. How do you say that? Sergeant Julian. Sergeant Claudette. You're welcome, Duke. Sergeant Claudette contacted Blank on scene that same day, and he reported that Blank has told him that Suzanne and Barry argue frequently. Blank added that he was the one who introduced Suzanne to mountain biking about a month ago. He described her mountain biking skills as intermediate level. When Blank was asked if he noticed anything out of order in the residence, he described that the bedding from Blank was stripped off the bed. Blank thought that was strange because Blank does not live at home. Her daughter doesn't live at home. He also thought that it was unusual for Suzanne's bike to not have any damage if she had possibly crashed on her mountain bike. He next contacted Blank, who stated that she had last talked to Suzanne on the night of May 9th. She had last seen Suzanne at the end of April 2020. I'm going to stop at this, actually, just so we can get through this one report. She had sent a text message to Suzanne wishing her a happy Mother's Day on May 10th of 2020, but Suzanne had not replied. She also tried calling Suzanne, but the call went directly to voicemail. At that time, she received a call from Barry asking if she contacted Suzanne. Blank advised him that she attempted to, but was not able to reach her. Barry asked Blank to let him know if she was later able to reach Suzanne. She stated that Suzanne mountain bikes regularly during the afternoon hours, often using a wide trail across the highway. Suzanne normally took her cell phone, sunglasses, and blue backpack / hydration bladder on the bike rides. When Blank was asked if there were any concerns with her parents' relationship, she denied any concerns or issues. When asked if there was any reason why Suzanne may leave the area, she denied that Suzanne would ever leave for an extended amount of time. She also denied any recent incidents or concerns between Suzanne and anyone else. So Sergeant H spoke with Blank, and they reported that she had last seen Suzanne on Tuesday when she and Blank left on the road trip. She reported last exchanging text messages with Suzanne on May 9th. She stated that Suzanne works out at the gym regularly and that recently she has taken up mountain biking daily. She added that Barry has mountain biked with Suzanne a couple of times, denied any marital issues between her parents, and described their marriage as very loving. Hey, Incognito Gypsy. Okay. The next section is the May 11th interviews. We're going to go through those in a few minutes. Let's take a look at what's happening with all the craziness with Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito. So I'm going to do another search and then see what the latest is. This picture has been going around, which I've seen that. I don't know if that's him. If it is, he needs to shave. But if he's on the run, I mean, that would make sense. Do you guys think that's him? Okay, Duke. We'll be here. Barry is out. Wow. Okay, thank you for the info. Let me pin that. I'm going to pin your comment. Well, it does have the praying hands, which I don't know, but if I agree, but I still appreciate the info and your comment and appreciate you coming to chat with us. More comparisons to Chris Watts. What is this? Mobile police confirm a body was found behind Tillman's corner of Verizon Wireless. Oh, wait. We're going to watch this live and see what's happening. If we can. This is NBC, so it's they were live. They're not live now. Oh, this is the dumpster that we were talking about that was on Twitter.
And so has the scene. There were a lot of...
Not Brian. Okay, awesome. Then we're going to go and check out what else is coming up. Okay. FBI searched Brian's Mustang after he dumped it in Florida Nature Reserve before going missing, which we know that. They've taped off the parents' house. The family's releasing a statement tomorrow. We just heard that a few minutes ago. FBI agents seen carrying a cardboard box out of the Laundrie home and into an unmarked car. This was 4 minutes ago from Fox News. Well, Jeannie Ma is expecting her first child. I love her. She's great. He's wanted for questioning. Seize the car for evidence, which we watched that a minute ago if you guys weren't in here. Megan, I know it's crazy when it's just crazy because you picture, the people that do these things to be scary, but in reality, a lot of times the people look kind or look normal. This person says this all seems very staged to me, and if he was a person of interest, he should have been monitored. See, that's what I was telling you guys about earlier. The note on his car is supposed to be from police asking him to move. Yeah, I bet he's probably very desperate right now. It's even on Spanish media. Wow. Isn't it wild what makes some of these cases get so much attention? and what doesn't, because there's, yes, she's a beautiful girl, but there's lots of beautiful women and kids that go missing all the time, and they never get this amount of attention. Is it because, like, we see her videos, like her TikToks and stuff of their travels, and they look so happy, and it looks like a dream, right? That's what most people would dream of, living that life. It looks so fun, but first, last, I know. I'm the same way. For 2 days, all I've done is watch for updates. This is the towing company at the home. Wow, these people, they go intense. Twitter, you get so much. There's so much that you can find out so quickly on here. It's crazy. The 911 call, which we played earlier. You're right, Truth Seeker and Incognito Gypsy, both of you guys. Yeah, it's completely crazy. So, Gabby Petito investigation, 911 call reveals Brian Laundrie seen hitting and slapping her before the disappearance. Look at all the media out there, you guys.
And for more on this, Nancy Grace is the host of Crime Stories on Fox Nation. And Nancy, as this news happens, just as we are right here live on air in Northport, Florida, searching the home.
Something went wrong. Well, I'm not going to try to play that anyways, because I don't want to, which all these streams get demonetized. I'm pretty sure that's all they can do, but I don't know if they can. I know that Nancy Grace is strict on some of her content. I don't know what, like, how you get a strike. I'm very confused about all that. So, Susie, we did hear it earlier. I can play it again in just a second. I was reading an article about it. Wonder if this will play it. Yeah.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication? Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Where's it at?
5'6" beard. They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. They made a right onto Main Street from Moonflower.
Or what were they doing?
Cooperative, but what do you say?
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Grant County Sheriff's Office.
Were you able to get a description of the intoxication? Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with the white van, Florida license plate, white land, gentleman,
Okay.
5'6" beard.
I took the computer outside for a minute, so I really want to smoke a cigarette. Okay, you guys. Yeah, I agree, Jimmy. They dropped the ball so many times. So many times. They dropped the ball in the body cam. We don't hear about, I didn't. Do you guys hear anything about him slapping her, hitting her? Then they dropped the ball, not keeping a closer eye on him while telling us they are. Then they dropped the ball by giving him, like, I don't even think it was a ticket. They left a note on the car that it needed to be moved. I guess didn't check the registration. I mean, when we find out the guy's missing, he's been gone for 3 days. Char, no, she doesn't have a channel, but she should start one. Megan, it's from that day, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, August 12th. Let's see what we can get from YouTube from like FLL, WFLA or whatever, the Florida. We're going back to the affidavit though, but just for a minute.
Sure it is, but obviously dotting their I's and crossing their T's, they're not willing to say it's her. And they also did not offer us any indication on the cause of death. And so at this point, we don't know the cause of death. And we also, again, interestingly enough, while there is crime scene tape around that house and the FBI is there and the FBI was seen taking Brian's mom away, possibly just to get her out of the way, not necessarily because she has anything to do with this, but they're searching the house. They probably want to be alone in that house as they search for it, search the house. So even with that, Brian Laundrie is, at least from what we can tell, a person of interest. And it would be a pretty safe bet, it seems, to think that could change today, that it will be more than that.
And there are a lot of commenters here. For all of our commenters here joining us here on WFLA Now, great to have you with us here, and always wish that the circumstances were better, especially this week here with the subject matter that we're talking about here, continuing to talk about Gabby Petito, and now, of course, the focus really shifting to Brian Laundrie. And we were live last night with you on WFLA Now for that heartbreaking press conference. And I remember we preached to people to allow there to be a moment for Gabby last night after we had, of course,
you know
that
what?
press conference,
In that
and you saw
tape,
the FBI spokesperson there
in that tape of the
visibly
body
upset,
cam
shaken
from where they were pulled over, when she says that he doesn't, like, what does she say?
And I remember that we were on
He
screen
doesn't
last
think
night,
I can do it or something like that.
There be a
Oh,
moment here just to honor
it just
Gabby.
frustrated me so much. And then,
memorial was set up outside
actually,
of City
Jay is for
Hall.
Justice
But
pointed
now
this
this morning, waking up,
that
checking
he called
Twitter,
it her
checking
little
Facebook, checking
website.
Instagram, checking my
It's
email
like,
and everything else.
I don't know. I don't
people
think
that
he
have
was
been
very
messaging me,
supportive
and
of her dreams. I
people
think that it
now
may
say,
seem that
okay,
way on
we want
social
justice for
media,
Gabby. We
but
want there to be
I
justice
don't
in this
think
case.
so.
And if you think that
And that
I'm
reading
hearing
I was
it,
talking about
imagine
earlier,
what
that
the FBI
Affidavit,
is
he
hearing,
even said
imagine
that.
what
He
North Port
said that,
Police is hearing, and
he's
imagine
not,
what they have been
she
hearing over
loves
the
what
last
she's
several
doing,
days here.
traveling and
The calls
documenting
for
it and stuff,
justice here in this
but
case
he doesn't.
are unbelievably loud here and emphatic and emotional, and people here want there to be resolution sooner rather than later. People, I took messages from people. They don't want this to be one of those cases that lingers on for days and then weeks and then months, and then before you know it, the year is 2025 and we still don't know what happened to Brian Laundrie. People want there to be justice as soon as possible and to track down Brian now. And the year is 2021. Walt, we talked earlier this week. You would think we have technological.
Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anyone live. I can do this. Just to get another perspective. Hello, Tom. What's up? Oh, what is going on here? Sorry, you guys. The screensaver is, I guess, set. What are they doing, though? It's so hard for me to tell because I'm outside. I gotta go back in. Oh, okay. Moving more things, securing evidence. So the parents went and saw the car at the reserve and saw the note on there that it needed to be moved, and that's why they moved it, supposedly, from what's being reported now. If only we knew what they knew. I'm glad we changed it when we did. So we got to witness this live, because this is live right now. You may be right, Lucy Pearl. I have tried verifying that one of the parents have worked for a district attorney office anywhere in the U.S., including New York, because that's where they're from. But I wasn't able to find it. It does seem like they're taking a lot. I don't know, Megan. Him coming back, the storage unit. I want to see this verified by someone, because there's so much stuff that keeps going around that's not true. It's like, how do we know what to believe unless we see it with our own eyes? People that only want the very most affidavit, I am sorry. This is just like going back and forth in between the two as things are happening. Hey, Mod Squad. Wow, that's a good thing to pick up on, it being wrapped. I would not be surprised if many more things get completely screwed up. Are you reading Arrest Affidavit? I might record reading because I don't see anyone doing it. Yes, we are reading through it. We've gotten through like 7 or 8 pages. We're about to go back. Just like going back and forth in between what's happening in both cases, because a lot is breaking today and so many people really want to know about both. So I figured we could do both and just hang out. Intriguing. Yes, that's a good word. I thought about that one too. Alley Cattails. But it wouldn't be a bad idea to read it straight through without interruption, because some people will want to see that without all of this in between. Okay. Okay, we can go back to the arrest affidavit now. I don't really see the point in having the camera on while I'm reading. Also, the quality is awful because it's a computer, so we're just going to turn it back off for now. Alley Cattails. Well, I don't care about cornering the market. You should do it, and then we'll go to your channel for watching it straight through. Okay. Let me mute that. Is that one of the officer vehicle? Okay. We'll go back to this for a minute, and then we'll go back and check in a couple minutes. So about the May 11th Allie's True Crime Tag Team Takeover. Yes, 2 Allies. Okay, Sergeant H spoke with Blank on May 11th, and they confirmed that Suzanne wrote religious devotionals in a journal. When asked to describe, oh, and anyone who missed it, as far as Barry's affidavit, we've gotten news that he's out. That is pinned at the top. And in the beginning of the affidavit, there were actually footprints found in the bucket of his, what do you call that thing? Heavy equipment. I don't remember which kind it was, but yeah, in the bucket of it, there was footprints, which is really interesting, really intriguing. Sorry. Has me very curious to why, because I've never seen somebody get in the bucket. Skid steer, bobcat. There you go. They just decided to fight through all of this press to go check on the car at the reserve. And people see them leave and come back. I know, it's really bizarre. Okay. Said that her bed is always made, her sheets and pillowcases are light blue in color, and that her comforter is brown and reddish. I think this is the daughter they're talking about. Sergeant H spoke with the daughter on May 11th and admitted that her parents argued a lot and that she feared they would separate or divorce. She said they were not doing well and that it was the best that they would separate. Blank reported that they, Barry and Suzanne, were both in an unsafe place emotionally. Wow, she stated, him, Blank, and my dad are different people, and they, Suzanne and Barry, argue, and I mean they get in fights, and I don't know, they both have just not felt safe at some point. She added that Suzanne and Barry weren't getting along and had discussed divorce. When Blank was discussing if she had ever seen any text messages on her parents' phone, she advised that she does not ever look at the messages on their phones. When Blank was asked if there was a possibility that her mom may have left home because she did not feel safe, she said her mom would never leave her. Blank later said if Suzanne would have left, she would have contacted her and her sister to let them know she was okay. She explained that she and her sister were heading back home on May 10th with their friend, but there were no plans to stay at the Morphew house after the trip. Oh, that's awesome, Broken Justice. Hey, Dave. Shar, I have not. Besides his parents, I don't know if his lawyer's seen him, if the police saw him. I haven't heard of any. So, I don't know. Blank said Suzanne always carried her cell phone with her and had a charging table on her nightstand next to her bed. Sergeant H spoke with Jean Ritter, who confirmed that Blank contacted her and Martin Ritter via telephone on May 10th at approximately 4 p.m. to 4:30 because she could not reach Suzanne. Blank asked him to go to the house and check on Suzanne, and Jean went to the house. She did not locate Suzanne at the house, so she called Barry and told him what happened. Barry asked Jean to look for Suzanne's bicycle and call 911 if she didn't locate Suzanne. Jean returned to the house a second time, but did not locate the bicycle or Suzanne. Okay, can't they get identification from footprints? If there was I'm sorry to go back to that, you guys, but that's really bothering me. If there's footprints in the bucket, can't they get identification? Like a fingerprint? A lot of people question that, Shar, and Mod Squad. I've seen Melissa. I've seen a lot of people question that. Because who actually knows? His parents don't seem like they're doing anything besides helping him, you know? Well, we know that. He didn't want to talk about anything except for they didn't want to talk about anything until he went missing and they needed help. Mark, I don't know. I haven't heard about him getting pulled over. I think a lot of the things going around are not confirmed or official. We're not hearing it from any official news sites, official like police statements, press conference. A lot of these things have not been confirmed, so I'm iffy on it. They probably don't have her footprints on record. Oh my gosh, that's right, because if they can't find her and the surface of the bucket. Ugh. Okay. Barry's interview, May 11th. In the early morning hours of May 11th, Detective Burgess and your affiant interviewed Barry Morphew. Barry explained that he left his residence at approximately 5 a.m. on May 10th to travel to Broomfield. But that's a lie because we know his phone has him going west when he should have been going east at 4 a.m. But anyways, he did not speak to his wife Suzanne that morning because she was still asleep when he left. He stated that his daughters were to return to their home on May 10th from a camping trip. He said he texted his wife to wish her happy Mother's Day and did not get a response, possibly due to poor cell service at their residence. Barry said that he tried to text her again later that morning, again with no response. Barry reached his daughters via text message, and they also stated they could not reach their mother. Barry specifically provided his route of travel to Broomfield, and in all subsequent interviews with CBI, he never stated that he turned west on Highway 50. Barry explained that his wife's plan for May 10th was to clean the house and get the spare bedrooms ready for their two daughters coming back with possibly a friend to visit. He said his wife rides her mountain bike every day. He added that Suzanne was diagnosed with cancer twice in her life and she beat it. Barry said that he owned firearms, and all the firearms and ammunition are stored in a locked gun safe in the garage. It should be noted on May 11, 2020, while law enforcement searched the Morphy residence, 2 firearms were located at the residence that were not inside a gun safe. A high-powered rifle was located in a closet on the ground floor. In a closet. The rifle appeared to be spray painted in a camouflage pattern, and your affiant could not locate a serial number. A Benelli 12-gauge shotgun was found lying against the wall in the garage. Also, a loaded .22 long rifle cartridge was located lying on the floor in the master bedroom near the right side of the bed. After your affiant ended the interview with Barry, he was told that law enforcement was going to seize his truck to process it. A lot of footnotes. Let's check and see. I just want to make sure that we stay up to date with what's happening. 2,200 tweets about him in the last hour. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A lot of people reporting on the 911 call. Emily D. Baker, I watch her sometimes. A lot of people are really disappointed in the police right now during this. I know I've seen a lot of that, you guys. Mm-mm. So I think that we're up to date. Well, let's see what this little video is. A different view of the evidence. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Let's click on that. One, two, three, 4, a little one. Something else. Oh, another huge box. Another one. Jeez Louise, you guys. They took a lot. A lot. Bye, Lucy Pearl Tops. I hope you have a good day at work. Mm. Ooh, I bet you're right, Megan. It could be something like that. The body found is not Brian Laundrie. There have been possible sightings near Mobile, but nothing substantial. So is that their house in the back? Wow, very nice. Yeah, there's that shed. Hmm. Gabby Petito video shows Brian Laundrie reading the book Annihilation, in which women go missing, which he was into some dark stuff. We've kind of talked about that. The tons of evidence. That is a lot, you guys. That's when they rolled up at his house. It's crazy that news people were there already, right? But they were there very late last night and then came back this morning. And so they just happened to catch this on camera. A lot of times we would not be seeing this because we find out after they're there when people see all the cops. You know what I mean? Just. When the Mustang was towed away. I'm gonna have to come back for like I will not be able to get through that whole affidavit, especially with so much going on with this case. Think about it. There's 2,200 tweets in an hour. So there's a lot on here to go through, and I've noticed you can find a lot of stuff on here. People notice everything. They usually put screenshots with whatever they're discussing. Okay, just in Tillman's Corner, Alabama, just discovered body. Oh, plus black hiking backpack at Walmart. This is the last location where he was reportedly seen Friday. Large police presence right now, and they are saying that it's not him. But that's interesting. There's a backpack there. Wonder if it has a waist strap. FBI getting their stuff and leaving. Oh my gosh, there's going to be a lot of paperwork and information that comes out when they get done with all of this. Not related at all to the case. Thank you, Regal Rabbit. No, the broken justice, that was like a 911 call from when they were pulled over, and we have that body cam footage. Okay. I think we're caught up for now. If something happens you guys see that, just let me know and we will go back to it. So we are down to, I think we'll start here, right at the beginning. So on May 11th of 2020, pursuant to an authorized search warrant obtained by your affiant while assisting with the search of the exterior of the residence, your affiant located what appeared to be suspect blood on the apron of the garage near the east side of the 3-car garage. Wow, we have not heard anything about that either. Additionally, it was noted by your affiant and other investigators that there was a bobcat skid steer parked in a parking area driveway west of the Morphew residence. Next to the skid steer was a flatbed trailer. The trailer was in its tilt position. The trailer bed had some loose gravel and dirt on it. The trailer did not have a jack on it, and the tongue of the trailer was lying on the ground. The skid steer was parked to the left side near the trailer tongue. The items were positioned such that the skid steer bucket appeared to have been used to unhitch the trailer from a vehicle, most likely Barry's truck, and set it on the ground. He noticed the bucket had been recently replaced, the cutting edge of the bucket, so there was no wear on it. Several larger bolts and notes were lying in the skid steer bucket and on the front of the trailer bed. And then we have about her helmet. Thank you, Shar, for sharing her channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, on May 13th of 2020, search items located what they believe to be the bicycle helmet Suzanne would have been wearing. And we do remember this talk about an article being found. So I'm sure that's the article. This item was located at the following GPS coordinates, approximately almost a mile northwest of the site the bicycle was located, approximately 10 meters south of Highway 50 and about 1.5 miles from their home. Inside the helmet, law enforcement located a piece of paper which had her family members and stuff on it. Okay. This is a map. I hate that we can barely see these pictures. Let me do it like this. So on May 13th, search teams were searching for Suzanne. During this effort, they located what they believed to be fresh tire impressions and a piece of cloth with a reddish-brown unknown substance on it. Also located in the area of the piece of cloth tire impressions were located. These tire impressions were cast on May 14th, 2020 by deputies with the CCSO. Appear to be unrelated. Crime scene report. Barry's F350. I'm right here. I don't want to do like too much useless information for you guys. So his F350, the interior of the truck was cluttered with several personal items. The interior dash was dusty and dirty. Regarding Suzanne's white Range Rover, there were personal items to include her driver's license, credit cards throughout the vehicle. Items from the interior were pulled out by sections or areas and photographically documented on butcher paper. Some of the items collected included a women's jacket, a knit cap, sunglasses, a key in the glove compartment, Camelback, sunglasses in the front seat, spa chemicals on the front passenger floorboard, and a Scott Bicycle Service receipt in the front driver door. Hey, Gemini Vibes. We're going back and forth in between the two. It's kind of, most people, though, are interested in both, and we're just like casually doing it. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Oh my God, how sad. We'll probably see the picture of her sunbathing. Regarding the tranquilizer dart cap on May 19th of 2020, a plastic needle cover was located in the dryer drum. This was collected by the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office, along with additional items and swabs from different areas. The needle cover was recovered with sheets from the daughter's bed inside the dryer. All right, y'all, here we go. This is section 2. Maybe we'll get through this section, and then I don't think we'll have time for everything today, but there's like 5-6 sections. We'll get through a couple and then come back and do the rest as we go. I guess, I don't know. I'm kind of just winging it. So, section 2, Suzanne's attempts to leave Barry and her affair. This is going to be interesting. This is intriguing, compelling, gripping, riveting. I forgot I knew a couple more yesterday, but okay. Suzanne told numerous close friends, her daughters, and Barry, that she wanted out of her marriage. Yet, Barry refused to listen to her. She suspected Barry of having affairs for years and kept her affair very secretive to protect her daughters and the family of Jeff Libler. A small portion of interviews and evidence of her attempts to leave Barry and of her affair follows. Okay, Broken Justice. I know, Meg. I know. Me too. There is just nothing new happening right now that we haven't already kind of talked about. There's so much to discuss in that case, though, but it would take like a full breakdown. Okay. So Sheila Oliver interview, which is Suzanne's best friend. On May 11th of 2020, Chaffee County Sheriff's Office Detective Burgess conducted a phone interview with Sheila Oliver, Suzanne's best friend who lives in Indiana. Sheila had constant communication with Suzanne via text messages and Snapchat messages until Saturday, May 9th of 2020. Sheila said that Suzanne promptly checks her Snapchat messages, and Sheila was worried that Suzanne did not read 3 Snapchat messages from her on May 9th. At 6:40 and 6:48. Suzanne had been very excited about the wedding of Sheila's daughter on May 10th. Suzanne was helping Sheila prepare and eager to watch it online. Sheila provided text with Suzanne with the following. Thank you, Shar. You're amazing. And Mark, you're funny. Okay, here's their text. Suzanne, taking care of myself physically in a stressful marriage. Blank and I had a very tough talk yesterday. She's weary of the tension here. She knows how he is towards me and almost begged me to divorce him. You guys are amazing, all of you. Thank you. What does he want? Have you talked any more about splitting? He threatens, but I've never come out and said I wanted it today. He thinks I'm holding on till after the daughter graduates at least. He probably thinks I'm not strong enough to do it, given finances. Suzanne, she even mentioned a restraining order. I'm sick I had a conversation like that with my 16-year-old. Wow. He's nuts. It's Jekyll and Hyde again. Pretty much told him I can't be healthy and stay in this. What did he say? He threatens to come home and pack. He won't speak of divorce, begging for another chance. I'm so torn, but in my heart, I know who he is. During the interview, Sheila also told Detective Burgess that she was so concerned with Barry's behavior that she purchased a spy pen for Suzanne, which she gave to her in January. So Sheila purchased the spy pen, you guys. Wow. So there is stuff in here that we're finding out. It's just going to take some digging. It's a lot of stuff. We've got 128 pages to go. So this device was designed to record conversations covertly. The downloaded audio files of the spy pen conversations will be summarized in Section 4. Ooh, I cannot wait to hear that. Sheila told FBI agents in 2021 that Barry called her in the summer of 2019 when Suzanne was in Michigan, asking why Suzanne was not returning his calls. He stalked Suzanne and Sheila at the Puma Path House in September 2019 to see what Suzanne was up to, sneaking through the woods, and of earlier accounts in Indiana when Barry suspected Suzanne may have had a boyfriend before they got married. Then we have Melinda Balmonk interview. So Melinda Balmonk was interviewed by FBI Special Agent Richard Tipton on May 19th at the FBI office in Knoxville, Tennessee. Balmonk is the sister of Suzanne and last talked to her on Friday, May 8th via text message. Balmonk sent a text to Suzanne on Mother's Day, May 10th, and received no response. For the previous 6 months, Suzanne had texted Melinda and told her that things were getting tense between her and her husband, Barry. Melinda advised that Suzanne told her that she had come to realize what a narcissist her husband, Barry, was, and that she had come to terms with his narcissistic ways. Melinda described Barry as one who lives a double life, a liar, an adulterer, a bully, one that has to have control, cunning, fools people a lot, loves money, and treats his wife and daughters as trophies. This is exactly like with the Gabby case, right? It's like describing these men are so similar in certain ways. Fools people a lot, you know? A bully, like, it just, Balmonk advised that her sister Suzanne was a codependent person and was very dependent on her husband Barry. They lived a phony life and would often put on a front as if they were happy together. Melinda thought that it was unusual for blank and blank to take a road trip on Mother's Day weekend, especially with the COVID pandemic. Melinda advised that she received a phone call from her father, who lives in Michigan, on May 11th, telling her that Suzanne was missing. On November of 2020, Special Agent Grusing spoke with Balmonk about the message Suzanne sent to her on Friday, May 8th of 2020 at 9:28 a.m. This is the message. It's hard dealing with the harsh abrasiveness and having to show respect. He's also been abusive, emotionally and physically. There's so much. I went through a period of acceptance and I feel more angry now. Anger at what I've allowed. I know that feeling, when you just are angry because you've put up with stuff and you deserve better, but you're putting up with it. And it's been so long and you're just like looking back at all this wasted time, you know? Yeah, 86 Gemini vibes. Yeah, meep. He does have to pay the whole thing. Hey, Leave It to Bieber. Hey, Shar, would you do me a huge favor and link her channel? Leave It to Bieber. She covers similar cases, and yeah, I think you guys should check it out. Okay. Melinda told Grusing she did not have context for why Suzanne texted on May 8th that Barry was physically and emotionally abusive. She had not discussed those things with Suzanne and was surprised to see her text that. Thank you, Shar, so much. When Balmonk found out on May 11th that Suzanne was missing, she said, damn it, to herself because she was certain that Barry killed her. No, I know I didn't have to do that, but I wanted to. I think that you have a good channel and I just love, like, I think that that's what we should be doing. Lifting each other up. I see a lot of people constantly talking down on other people and stuff, and I want to do the opposite. So, Melinda described years of Suzanne being a submissive. Thank you, Shar, so much. You're the best. Thank you. Melinda, oh, awesome, you guys. Thank you. She described years of Suzanne being a submissive housewife to Barry in Indiana, allowing him to control their finances, and Suzanne's longtime suspicions about Barry having affairs. Balmonk said Suzanne loved Barry and wanted to be a good wife and mother to her 2 girls. Melinda thought the primary reason for the move to Colorado was Barry's long-term desire to move there for hunting. She thought Suzanne threw caution to the wind and moved in an attempt to save their marriage and start over. She provided documentations that Suzanne inherited approximately $208,000 from their mother, Adrienne, passing away, and approximately $217,000 when her grandmother-in-law passed away. Yeah, you're right, Shannon. It looks like you have to walk on eggshells around him. I completely agree. Okay. Notes from Suzanne's phone. This is interesting. We didn't hear about this in the hearing. She actually left these notes in her phone. Well, let's read it. On July 7th of 2020, FBI computer scientist Brian Turner recovered a file from the return of search warrant on Apple for the blank. This file appeared to contain notes that Suzanne wrote to herself in her Apple accounts on or before Friday, May 8th of 2020. The attachment shows that the notes were backed up to the cloud on May 8th of 2020 around 7 a.m. It is a lot of money, chitty chatty. C.S. Turner retrieved the notes that contained 60 lines of apparent issues Suzanne had with Barry. Excerpts from these lines include monkey app, physical abuse, mental abuse while drinking, New Year's Eve, name calling, said I only need for money, women on Facebook, good for business, lies about deer, pants unzipped, trip to Colorado, pen on hand, wear bear claw, FaceTime in Arizona, angry, stalking Sheila and me in house without telling. Lied and said you needed phone call to Casey. Chased me around resort and threatened. Took phone. Not safe alone with you. Can't be trusted. Slam on brakes when angry. God, that's heartbreaking, you guys. Ugh. This is like, wow. I mean, I wish that some of these things would have been talking about in the hearing. These notes, that is just freaking awful. Think about it. Not safe with you. Can't be trusted. Unbelievable, y'all. Unbelievable. I'm going to take a picture of this with my phone. Okay. Monkey app is an application on a phone that can function as a dating website. Good to know. Oh my gosh, here's more, y'all. Threatened to jump out of car. Gun. Shame and guilt daily for not meeting expectations. Nothing to do with infidelity, everything to do with your character and who you are at core. Your lack of control over me equals insecurities equals a sick relationship. Situation with blank when I'm in / accuse me of going behind your back. Got up and left blank and me at the table, left plate, no comment, just to watch TV. Act like I'm intruding in the garage. Verbal abuse, writing checks for cash out of business account, wiring money from invoice account without asking or discussing. Money in your name only. Pull blank and hurting her. Left 2 times on treatment weeks. Bedroom profession about marrying, having babies, and sleeping together. Don't care about preg policies. Hot tub talking to self. Accused me of boyfriend and blank on May 6th. She wrote, accused me of boyfriend and something else, which is redacted. Al-Anon book, knew I was looking at phone in bonus. N and J, is that, can we find that? Let me see, is that, I bet you it's on here now. Arrest affidavit released. Filters today. This person's live looking at the arrest affidavit. Does anyone have footage of him leaving? Here we go. Oh my Lord. Y'all.
comments you want to make to the media?
Anything you have to say about your father?
Is this a happy day for you?
Oh my. You guys, crazy. Let's do this again. I've got to see that again. That went way too fast, y'all. Stop. Okay. Oh my God.
Any comments you want to make to the media?
Those are some beautiful girls.
Anything you have to say about your father?
Is this a happy day for you?
Someone said, is this a happy day for you? Let's go back and look at, oh, hold on. Let's see how, is he driving? Yes. Let's go back and look at his face. He certainly has aged quite a bit. Oh, sure. I'll play it for you again. But let's just, it makes me sick too. Joe, he's just out on bail temporarily. That's what we're doing, is going through the arrest affidavit, and this video was released not long ago of him leaving. He posted bail today. I knew he would, because he does look like he's aged a lot. I knew he would post bail. He had to pay $500,000 cash. Unbelievable, you guys. No, I think they were both of his daughters, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. They're some beautiful girls. Unbelievable, you guys. Crazy. Okay, I'm going to restart it for you, Shark, because it's only like 10 seconds of really them. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. Golly.
You have any comments you want to make to the media?
Anything you have to say about your father?
Is this a happy day for you?
With both daughters. Yeah, those are his daughters. She must have just dyed her hair a little bit darker. They're happy to see their dad. You can't blame them there, you know? So, geez, though. It's just like, can you imagine Suzanne right now? Like, yeah, sure. They are really beautiful girls. Well, we just read, some of the daughters' statements in the affidavit, and one of them wanted Suzanne to get a restraining order. I cannot believe this video. I'm going to play it one more time. We'll go back to the affidavit.
You have any comments you want to make to the media?
Anything you have to say about your father?
Is this a happy day for you?
You guys. He does look different. It's called stress. And He's aging quite a lot. We'll watch this as they pull out and see if we can see. In the truck, I don't think you can. At least, I think it's him driving. We can see that. No, it's her. I thought it was him because it looked like a tan shirt, but I do believe it's her. Yeah, he's up front with the window down. No, he's feeling, oops, like $1,000,000. Enjoy it, buddy. But you never know. He may get out forever. Looks like the grandpa version of him. Wow, you guys, I'm glad I got to see that with you guys on here. Let's go back to our affidavit for a minute, and then we'll check and see if there's anything new with Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito. Okay, May 6, 2020, message to Barry. Now, this was mentioned in the hearing. Okay, we didn't get to see it. We do know it was deleted, but let's look for more details. So, pursuant to an unauthorized search warrant, Barry's Verizon phone was searched by FBI examiner Jim Stevens, who found an image that Barry likely swiped the message off his screen and swiped the image was in. Okay, so he accidentally screenshot it, I'm guessing. The message was not recovered separately in Suzanne's phone or Barry's phone. The image appears to be a message from Suzanne to Barry. The date of this message was May 6th at 2020 at 10:13 a.m. I'm done. I could care less what you're up to and have been for years. We just need to figure this out civilly. So now we're on to the affair. Truth seeker, I know. I know it's not right at all. Our system is completely screwed up. The same with the Gabby Petito situation. Had he been someone who didn't have money, maybe an addict or, person of color or anything like that, things would be very different. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Okay. So, upon the recovery of Suzanne's spy pen, Special Agent Grusing and Special Agent Kenneth Harris began prioritizing anyone named Jeff in Suzanne's social media, phone records, or other accounts. On the pen, Suzanne spoke to an unknown male named Jeff while she was in Florida as if he was her lover, but no last name or phone number was provided. After months of investigation and after working through a list of about 20 or more Jeffs possibly associated with Suzanne, Jeff Libler, a former high school friend of Suzanne, was identified and interviewed. Libler provided the following information. Libler, you should have came forward way sooner. Okay, I've got a problem with you, buddy. That is not cool. Not cool at all. Yes, he did sell his house in Salada, and they sold and he sold some property, and he sold, I believe, their home in Indiana. It's hard though to retain everything. There's just so much information. Okay. On November 4th of 2020, Special Agent Grusing and Special Agent Harris spoke with Libler on the phone and recognized his voice as being the voice on the spy pen. After discussing his relationship with Suzanne and Libler talking about their secret meetings, he asked to continue the interview in person. He said after he learned Suzanne went missing, he figured, there's no way she's alive. That's a quote. He said he is not proud about not coming forward, giving reasons to agents that he has 6 kids and a wife and will lose his job. Really? And why would you lose your job? Whatever. Ooh, I'm sorry, y'all. I got attitude towards this guy because I'm so like he should have came forward way sooner. Wow, and my son served this country as a Marine and has combat PTSD from Iraq. That's awful. They need to treat our veterans better, period, all around. Okay, Jeff said he is not proud about not coming forward. We read that. He will lose his job. Libler said when this happened, he thought Suzanne was abducted, so he kept quiet. He stated time went by and he did not want her girls to find out. He does not think Barry knew about him and Suzanne or what, quote, set him off, other than the fact that the guy could be easily set off by anything, you know. I'm sure you guys know that, unquote. Libler said he did not feel like he had anything to add and did not want to hurt anybody. Really? You didn't feel you had anything to add? He gives me a headache, y'all. On November 13th of 2020, Special Agent Grusing and Special Agent Harris interviewed Libler in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Libler said after Suzanne's first message of howdy stranger to him in 2018, they began talking on the phone. Libler said he was nervous to talk to agents, and what he did was disgraceful. In the summer, after Libler's first year of college in Indiana, he attended a party with some friends at Suzanne's house. Barry and Suzanne were a couple, but Barry was not at the party. Libler said he and Suzanne kind of hooked up, not really, at the party. That was a quote as well. Libler played golf almost daily at the time, and Barry worked on the golf course. Barry found out about Libler and Suzanne hooking up at the party. Upon seeing Libler on the golf course, Barry jumped off the tractor and was ready to beat me down, Libler told Barry. Well, that was what Barry said to Libler, a quote. And then Libler told Barry, quote, "You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose everything," unquote. Libler talked him out of it, and that was the last interaction he had with Barry. Libler said he did not talk to Suzanne until 2018 following that night in Indiana. He explained, "I'd tell her I'd carry a torch for her all the time." Libler and Suzanne used FaceTime to communicate in 2018, though Libler's daughter saw one of their communications in late 2018, and Libler told Suzanne they had to stop. They did not speak until around Christmas of 2018 because Libler deleted Facebook, Instagram, and all messaging between him and Suzanne. Around Christmas 2018, Suzanne found Libler's LinkedIn account and sent a message with words to the effect of, quote, "I'm worried about you. Are you okay?" unquote. Libler responded to the message, and they began talking again, first in a platonic way, then their relationship progressed again. Libler said they communicated through FaceTime but did not physically see each other in 2018. Suzanne and Libler communicated regularly from late 2018 through May of 2020. May 9th, she provided him with numerous reasons why she wanted to leave Barry. Between February of 2019 and 2020, Libler and Suzanne met each other in New Orleans, Florida, Indianapolis, Michigan, Dallas, and again in Florida. The last 5 trips, they stayed in hotels, talked, and shared meals and had consensual sex. Libler has not traveled to Colorado to see Suzanne, partly because Suzanne said Barry has surveillance cameras all around the house, which he unplugged on the day that she went missing. He took them down. There was trail cameras he took down and stuff. Where is Barry going to live? I don't know. He has to live in Chaffee County. And yes, he is a coward. Libler stated, "Here's what she told me about her relationship with Barry. Not good. Lots of fights, very argumentative. Felt like it was horrible for her health, mentally." Libler asked Suzanne if she felt afraid Barry would hurt her, and she answered, "He would never cross that line. He's learned." Libler took that to mean something happened physically one time to Suzanne, whether Barry shoved her or hit her. Agents asked Libler when Suzanne first said she loved him, and he replied she told him in 2018. They discussed they were soulmates and meant for each other, eventually exchanging words of love. He explained they were soulmates of their approaches to the world and to people. He said that Suzanne treated people well, not simply for social stair climbing or status benefits, and he was striving to be that kind of person. When agents asked Libler how Suzanne took steps to be careful about Barry, knowing her travel activities, he said when Barry called, Libler left the room. This did happen once in New Orleans. Then the agents asked how they concealed their relationship. He said, quote, "We talked all the time about protect for the kids, for family, all that stuff," unquote. Suzanne knew when Libler was going to be working in his car, and he never initiated conversation with a phone call or a text. They communicated through LinkedIn to determine when they could FaceTime. They asked if Suzanne ever spoke about leaving Barry. He said Suzanne's plan was to get out of the house and into college. Wait, was to get the girls out of the house into college, I'm sure is what that's supposed to say. And Suzanne would probably go on her own. He said Suzanne was not happy mentally. She could not take it, and it was wearing her out. I wonder if they'll follow him to see if he drives close to where Suzanne is, Kristen. I agree, Megan. They both do sound terrible. She seems like she deserves so much better. They stopped talking over the phone in December of 2019. Suzanne told him, "We can't use the phone anymore. Barry watches everything I do, and I'm afraid he's gonna find out." Suzanne mentioned an incident when she was on the beach in Mexico listening to her music, and Barry was suspicious of her. Libler said she started handing her phone over to him and told him, "Do whatever you want, go through it." They used WhatsApp because they could talk and leave messages, but there was no phone record of it. He did not think there would be call records of them talking past December of 2019. Then it talks about them staying together in Dallas. Suzanne was going to the Phoenix conference to become a certified fitness instructor. She talked to Libler about Barry's moods and anger, saying, quote, "As long as he gets what he wants, everything's fine," unquote. And she told Barry, let's see, Libler knew Suzanne had discussions with Mallory, probably the daughter, in March or April about separating from Barry and getting a divorce. Suzanne told Barry, quote, "I just want peace," unquote, explaining she wanted it to be peaceful for the girls. Libler thought that in February 2020, Suzanne was wanting to break out on her own, but still wanted to wait until one graduated. Suzanne felt some shame that she had so much materially, and she spoke with Libler about life transformation. Barry held the huge houses and Range Rovers over her head, told her things like, "I provide these things for you. You have the greatest life. You have everything. $1 million home. You have Range Rovers," unquote. Libler said they never made concrete plans, but she told him several times when she does leave Barry, she would go without contacting Libler for a while. She was not doing this for him, but for herself. Libler said anytime she was alone with Barry, she dreaded it, didn't want to be alone with him. Barry refused to go to counseling, though Suzanne offered. Barry told her, "You just need to be who you were to me and everything will be fine." Libler said he thought two things could have happened with Suzanne. He either learned about us and snapped, or maybe she told him she was going to leave him, which we know she did, and he accidentally screenshot it. And that's how they found out about the text, which is crazy. They found no evidence of it in their phones. It was an accidental screenshot. Okay. My stomach is growling, y'all. Suzanne sent this photo. Oh no. Yeah, I jumped way ahead. That's that last photo. Dang it. This is where we were. We're almost to that photo. I really want to go check and see if there's any updates. Suzanne told Libler she would not completely starve Barry of sex. She told Libler, I'd love for him to find a new girlfriend and just get out. This is their communications. That's where the picture is. There's that last photo of her sunbathing that was shown in court. Aw. I think your message accidentally got deleted, Mark. I'm sorry. I can't put it back up, but I don't see anything wrong with it. It was probably an accident. That picture. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm eating, but I'm starving. But that picture, it's so sad. And she's so beautiful. She just looks, I don't know. Check out their messages right here, and then we'll go see if there's any live news footage of what's happening in the Gabby Petito case. So from LinkedIn, Libler and Suzanne sent 59 communications to each other. That was smart, by the way. I've never heard of anybody using LinkedIn to communicate like that. Verizon records contain 738 calls between Libler and Suzanne's blank number between October of 2018 and December of 2019. 74 calls under international calls from the Cayman Islands in 4 days. Suzanne called him 74 times in 4 days. They could not get enough of each other. Agents contacted Libler and showed him some of the results, the photos and stuff. On May 9th of 2020, she messages him at 11:42. Guess who's alone again? Libler confirmed that Suzanne's message at 2:11, I'm on WA, referred to her starting WhatsApp so they could share a video with each other. And then she sent him this photo. Well, actually, she sent him this photo right before that. Libler's message to Suzanne at 2:46, hey, your weather looks great. May have been in reference to the picture. Interesting, you guys. What do you guys think? Kristen, that's what the timeline's looking like. It said that they had didn't that evening they ate together, or was that the night before? Yeah, it was the night before. They ate together and went on a walk, and then yeah. So hold on one second, and we will go check and see what's happening in the Gabby Petito.
Hiking, and then the parents returned it back to the driveway. There it is. That's the Mustang that's been back in this driveway since Wednesday of this week. And again, the parents didn't report him missing until late Friday evening. There's the Mustang still out in front. The red pickup truck is the father's pickup truck. We've seen that come and go with the father and mother several times. But again, the other ones are law enforcement vehicles. You see police outstanding guard in front of the home. Now, the other thing I want to show you as we make our way around the back of the home, this shed that's out in the backyard.
They have a beautiful home.
As the agents came out of the home and walked the perimeter of this shed, taking pictures, looking at it, taking some measurements. They then opened the door and went inside. We saw them take pictures inside as well. Again, we don't know what's going on in there, but we do know that's what they did. The agents then left the shed and went back through the screen porch into the home. We have seen no other activity coming and going from this home. Again, this is where Brian Laundrie was supposed to be staying until he vanished. His parents say he's missing. The Petito family says
Broken Justice, I do think him and his wife are still together, and the kids are not grown. I think a couple are, but
the agents, Northport Police and federal agents, came to the house to serve a court-ordered search warrant. So that's what you're looking at now, JB. And again, here's a better shot of the Mustang. I'm going to go ahead and throw it back to you.
22,000 people watching right now. 22,000. Unbelievable.
At least until we have to go refuel. And right now it's quiet. Everything going on inside the home, nothing outside of the home. Nothing outside of the home, but we'll have it covered if anything changes. I'll throw it back to you, JB.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it. Again, Paul Lamison, our chief photographer here at WFLA.
This is previously recorded, but
Eagle 8 HD.
It's a live
stream. Live, everybody on WFLA now. Big thank you to Paul. He's going to be live in our 11 a.m. newscast. He is live in moments here in our 11 a.m. newscast.
okay. Box 35 is where we saw them. Oh, wow. Oh, we should watch this. Forensic expert gives insight into what could be happening at the Laundrie home. I want to hear that, and I also have to go pee real fast, so I'm going to play this, and I'll be right back.
We want to bring in someone who can give us a little perspective, though, on what specifically is going on here. Dr. Dave Thomas is with Florida Gulf Coast University, and he is a professor of forensic studies. You know, Chris, we saw some of those FBI agents bringing boxes into the home and even folding chairs and tables. Yeah, so I think, you know, if you're not familiar with this line of work, Dr. Thomas, you might be wondering what's going on in that home. So good morning, first of all, but can you give us a little insight as to what you think is happening there right now at the Laundrie home?
Yes, ma'am. What's actually happening is they're going through every speck of that house, I would have to believe. By that, I mean, any place that you could possibly find evidence that's in relationship to a crime, that means that no stone will be unturned in that household.
Dr. Thomas, I'm wondering if you could put into perspective a little bit of what has happened just this morning. We expected, you know, according to yesterday, police said that they were going to be back out at that reserve searching again for Brian Laundrie, but early this morning we found out that wasn't going to happen, and now this is happening outside of the Laundrie home. Are you able to, in your experience, draw any connections between those?
I wouldn't necessarily believe that they're not still searching for Laundrie. I just don't believe that. But what I would say is that they are looking for more evidence that may help them find him in a timely manner. In the past, families haven't always been forthcoming with information, or they haven't been truthful about information when there's a loved one involved in a crime. So I would suspect that what you have going on right now is the FBI is looking for any bit of evidence or any trace evidence or any notes, anything that would give them some idea of where he might go, or even to be able to design or look at maybe some sort of profile, which would be kind of far-fetched, but just to get enough about where he is psychologically and where it might take him to.
I have a quick question. So that said, Dr. Thomas, you know, with the parents being brought out of the house this morning, and we know that they did at one point go to the reserve to go get, according to police, Brian's car. They brought it back to their house. What does this mean for them as far as involvement, if you will, if he is named a suspect? Right now, he's just a person of interest, but what does this mean for the mother and father?
The FBI is going to be hard pressed. I know it's the FBI or in the federal statutes, you have the ability to charge anybody for lying to the FBI. So which is unusual because local law enforcement, it doesn't apply. So ultimately, if they've lied about their son or their son's whereabouts, or they've tried to conceal evidence, I could see there could be criminal charges brought against the parents.
All right, Dr. Thomas, we don't have a lot of time left, but I have a quick question. I think a lot of people are trying to figure out why, even at this point, Brian is considered by police to just be a person of interest. Can you shed any light on that?
Because they don't have enough evidence to switch that or change that gear from person of interest to a suspect. When you start talking about suspects, they've learned to be very careful about what they've done, because in the past, in the Atlanta bombing, they labeled the guy as a criminal, as a suspect, and he actually turned out to be a hero. So, and it cost them millions of dollars. So they're very careful about changing the direction of where they're going to go.
That's interesting.
And they have to have certain elements of the crime met.
That is super interesting because I've wondered the same thing. Now, I saw one more thing that I want to look at with you guys. And then I think we'll probably go through another page or two of the affidavit and then take a break, and I'll come back maybe tomorrow to do some more of the affidavit. It's going to be a process because there's a lot there. Yeah, but I think that we can go through it while we're discussing, other things that are happening like this, and keep it entertaining, keep it interesting. It can get hard just looking at, reading for so long without the discussion. So I want to make sure to have that in between. Okay, so New York Post did a video. Man spotted smoking while floating in New York City floodwaters. Here, Gabby Petito latest. Brian Laundrie's sister reveals some kind of text messages.
I've cooperated every way that I can. I wish I had information or I would give more. This is all I have is I gave to the police.
So this is the last text message the sister had with Gabby. She tells Gabby, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe school started already. I saw your post on Instagram. So cute. Send me the picture of the boys." Oh, wait, this is Gabby. Yeah, Gabby. "I love their backpacks too. We're in Arches right now, so we don't have the best Wi-Fi. I did send you some mail." And then she says, "Hey, hopefully these pics come through. Then they had a great day. Love school. Can't wait to go back tomorrow. Happy boys." I don't check the mail every day, but I'll get it tomorrow morning after the bus for when they get home from school. So that's interesting, or that's intriguing. I've got to do better on that word, but it's just so hard. Okay. 1 hour ago, police searches home of Brian's fiance. Maybe if I do this. Brian Petito. I don't think, unless they find him, or I don't know. Let me not say that because who knows what could happen next. Upload date, the last hour. $37 ago. There's Spanish media covering it. You guys, it's crazy the amount of attention it's gotten. Daily Mail has a video of the people outside the home. Let's see what they have to say. I like that golf cart.
This is heartbreaking. I have 3 little girls. If this was my daughter, I would go crazy. I do not know how the mom and dad could sit in that house and support their son and not at least say, well, this is the last time we seen Gabby, or this is where Brian left Gabby. We need information. Gabby needs to be found, whether it's in Florida, Utah, Wyoming, anywhere. We need to know where Gabby is. Her family is sick. They can't eat. They can't sleep.
Can you imagine?
I would lose my mind.
Can you imagine just your daughter's dating some guy, they go on a road trip, and then that's it? That's how you lose your daughter? That's how you never see your daughter again because she went on a road trip with the wrong person? Can you imagine it? That's horrible. That's devastating. I don't understand how the people that live in this block ain't out here yelling at these people to tell them, hey, tell your kid to work with these people. Find out where this little girl is. Bring peace to this woman's family. You know, I couldn't imagine. I honestly, to be honest with you, with all of you people out here, if it was my daughter that was missing, I can't think of anybody that would stop me from going in that house, grabbing that kid, and
tell him,
finding out information.
No one could stop me from going in the house, grabbing that kid, and finding out the information. Sees his Mustang. He had a nice car. The 911 call. So yeah, that's about it. There's a ton of oh look, this one has 11:11. 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Well, you guys, okay, one last thing before I go back and read like 1 or 2 pages. I'm going to search Twitter, see what we can find there. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate that. We've been going back and forth with Barry Morphew and the Gabby Petito case. It's with all the craziness happened today, and we're all so interested in it. But what is that? This has been an emotional ride. I've been crying like I knew her. This is terrible. Brandy, I know it's crazy, but we get so invested. And I haven't cried with this one. I've been on an emotional roller coaster, but I haven't cried. But I've followed cases like this, like when Gannon Stalk, when all of that was breaking. I mean, I just sobbed and cried and cried. It's crazy how how close you can feel to these folks and their situation that we really don't know anything about. Gary, you're out of here, buddy. Don't come in here trash talking victims. That will not happen, sweetheart. You're gone. You will never comment on my channel again. Disgusting. Do not come in here doing that stuff. That is just so disgusting. Don't you have something better to do? Bye, Kristen. Thank you for hanging out with us. Every time I see a car with a Florida license plate, I'm giving them the side eye. What is this document everyone's sharing? I cannot read it. Search warrant from the laundry home. Oh, wait, it's out? Hold on. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot read this. I don't know how to zoom in on it. Let's see if I can get it somewhere else. That I don't know if that's Gary said something like asking about Gabby in a sexual way. It was not nice. I wonder if that's a real search warrant that person's posting. I mean, it looked real because before I clicked on it, I could read it, but once I clicked on it, it went out of focus. Police FBI took external hard drive from the residence. That looks legit, but I don't know. Okay. On August 27th of 2021, the subject's mother, Nicole Smith, received an odd text from the subject. The text message read, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." The reference to Stan was regarding her grandfather, but per the mother, she never calls him Stan. The mother was concerned that something was wrong with her daughter. This was the last communication anyone had with the subject. Her cell phone was no longer operational, and she stopped posting anything on social media about their trip. Per her family, this was not normal behavior for the subject, and they became more worried about her. Okay. Here's another page of it, which that person, when they post it, is so hard to read. Search the computer hardware believed to contain some or all of the evidence described in the warrant. Evidence sought. Any and all. I'll try clicking on it, even though. No, I cannot read that, y'all. Hang on. Wow. Yes, you have got to be respectful in my chat, especially when it concerns victims of these awful crimes. Gabby was found deceased yesterday, okay? There was another comment just now. I cannot believe that anybody would do that. Just go somewhere else. This ain't the channel for you, honey. It ain't. Unbelievable. Okay. From this one, I can read it some, but it just sucks because you cannot see that good. Searches often require the seizure of most or all of the computer system's input-output peripheral devices, related software, documentation, and data security services, including passwords, so that a qualified computer expert can accurately retrieve the system's data in a laboratory or other controlled environment. On 9/14 of 21, a signed search warrant was executed for the subject's vehicle. The report was, I'm going to move that so we don't. Okay, so then it talks about the body cam footage. A report was generated by the Moab, I don't know how to say that. I've wondered. The police department in Utah. referencing a domestic disturbance between the subject and Laundrie. In the report, Officer Robbins wrote, "After evaluating the totality of the circumstances, I do not believe the situation escalated to the level of a domestic assault as much as that of a mental health crisis." On August 27th, the subject's mother, the text about Stan, this was the last communication anyone had with the subject. We read that. Files that show emails, text messages, all internet browsing history. They're getting everything. I just wish that I had a better version of this, and I'm sure that will come out. I don't know if they have a website set up like Colorado where I'm doubting it, but I don't know because it's not an active, like, in the court's case. So this is a verified reporter. A search warrant issued for Brian's computer. Petito had, quote, many talks with her mother about the growing tension. She reminds me of Kirsten Dunst a little bit. Your affiant is a detective with the Northport Police Department and is currently assigned to the Criminal Investigative Division. Your affiant has been a police officer for approximately 10 years and have been assigned to the Criminal Investigative Division for 9 months. Your affiant is charged with the responsibility of investigating crimes. The subject, Gabrielle Venora Petito, and her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie, left from New York State sometime in mid-June 2021 for a vacation to Utah, traveling a variety of national parks along the way. While they were on their trip, they documented some of their events on a YouTube video, Van Life, Beginning Our Van Life Journey. During the trip, the subject sent multiple text messages and had many talks with her mother via cell phone communication using her subscriber number. She bad this. We read that. Okay. Will I go to the next page? No. Hey, Lolo. Hey, Danielle. I missed a bunch of stuff watching this. Hey, Truth Seeker. I know, Shannon. Gabby pics are available on Reddit right now. Wait, is this not the same person we just blocked? Or one of them? Yes. You come in with another account? Gary Puppet, are you kidding me? Wow. Unbelievable. Get the hell out of here. Don't come back. Oh my God. Hey, Amanda. Do not come in here doing that. It's not going to fly here. Jeez. Get me mad. Oh man, I missed the fun. Yeah, you did. It was. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm glad we checked because we were able to see some of that search warrant. Look at all the media. Crazy. I've heard a lot of people say stuff like, what are we being distracted from? Which is, smart to think about. Well, I think that's about all we're gonna get from that. Oh, let me watch. I want to show you guys. I'm gonna get my channel and show you this artwork, and then we're gonna probably, I don't know, do you guys want to go back to the Morphew one for a page or two, or finish that in the next stream? Brian Laundrie.
We searched on there.
I know this could have absolutely nothing to do with it, but it's still super interesting. Super interesting. Dear God, Alex, stop saying that word. Super intriguing knowing what's happened to try to like get inside the mind of this person. That one there. Ugh. Lucy Pearltop's trolls don't usually, like, they don't get to me, but when it's like that, it's just so hard not to get mad. Like, I'm the type of person where I will take up for other people so much quicker than myself, and it's so much easier for some reason. Moab. I want to show you these. So I guess he was doing a lot of stencil art. Thank you, Shannon. This one coming up, he shows one of the books. Oh, I love this. So they redid, they got an old piano and they redid it. And it's so pretty. And all the plants are from plants that they've gotten on their hikes, that they got on their hikes. True seeker. Like, this is some strange stuff to be doing in your free time, I gotta say. But my kids, like I've said this earlier, my kids are scary movie lovers, so I get it. It's just with his behavior. This one, oh crap. The one with the princesses is just creepy. It gives me the complete creeps. It's coming up right now. Right there. With like the red, I don't know. And that book is one of the books about it's kind of like I don't know. There's two books by I think the same author, and they're kind of like horror. They're about missing people, things like that. Serial killers, I don't know, something like that. So sad. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate you guys so much. Oh, we have 111 in the chat. I'll go back to this increased presence. Our affidavit. We have so much left. I think we have to come back in another thriller. Yes, Amanda. Thank you. We have to come back on another day. I've already been live for 2 hours. Hey, Mystic Firefly. How are you? Yeah, his court is in May. I think it's like May 6th. I could be wrong, though, of next year. That's the trial. This is that photo we heard about in the preliminary hearing of Suzanne sunbathing. Horror satire novel by American author. Thank you, Sky. Hey, Mystic Firefly. Well, and I'll be back maybe tomorrow, and we'll do some more of the affidavit. Shandon, the affidavit did come out. We went through it. Let me think. We've only went through 19 pages. The interesting parts were, one part, there was feet prints in the bucket of the skid steer, backhoe, whatever, that thing, bobcat. um, and then we hear about a notes app that or in the notes app on Suzanne's iPhone, she was, let me show you, because that one, it's just awful to see the things that she was putting in there. I mean, it's just right here. We read through all of this. Here's part of her notes app. Shame and guilt daily. Not safe alone with you. Can't be trusted. Oppressive. Like, she was keeping notes of things that happened and things that came to her head. Mystic Firefly, I didn't see anything about them like testing them or anything, so I don't know. And that's what we were talking about with Suzanne being missing. I didn't print it off. I just have pulled it up like this. But with Suzanne being missing, we can't check her feet, you know, so. Oh, wow, Sky. Thank you. Did not know that. I don't see Gary Shar. My friends look at me sad. Okay. Let me go back to, I think we are on. Yeah, we had done that one. We were on 19. I'll go through one or two more pages just to see what's next, and then we'll quit and come back and start at 20. And I think most of the juicy, like the details we want, will be after that. Because sometimes in the beginning, it's just basic details of what's happening, who's taking the reports, or, you know. Okay. Following the interview, Libler sent agents a screenshot of his credit card charges for his Costco wholesale credit card under the name Jeffrey Libler. I don't know how that's relevant, but they must have been just double checking to make sure that, you know. Oh, I'm glad, Mystic Firefly. That's awesome. I love having these conversations with you guys. I really do. Okay, so your affiant selected statements from some of the interviews with Barry. So these are just the ones they feel are, you know, necessary to talk about. They were summarized for the purpose of this affidavit. On May 13th, CBI agent Joseph Cahill and Detective Robin Burgess interviewed Barry. Barry provided a background of his marriage to Suzanne, his daughters, and their living arrangements. He explained they resided in Arcadia, Indiana until 2018. At that time, he sold his landscaping business, BLM Landscaping, and other real properties, and moved to the residence at 1957 Puma Path, Salida, Chaffee County. Barry, an avid hunter and outdoorsman, explained they moved to Salida to be closer to blank, who attends Western State University in Gunnison, Colorado. Amanda, it was about her boyfriend's. It was nothing really. It didn't really have any relevance. It was just talking about, he gave investigators receipts from his credit card and stuff. Some purchases that he did. Barry stated he has a family Verizon cellular phone account for his blanks, Suzanne's blanks, along with blank and blank phones. Barry had an iPhone 5S. He did not know the model of Suzanne's Apple cell phone, but knew it was pink in color. He stated he is the owner of Sunset Farms, LLC, a landscaping company in Salida. Additionally, he works as a subcontractor for Daceland Structures Incorporated. He has several contracted employees. His primary contractor is Morgan Gentile. Barry stated that Morgan previously worked with him at DSI until she was fired about 1 year ago. When she was terminated, he hired her on as a contractor. He stated he and Suzanne have all joint banking accounts. They and a 501c3 nonprofit, Suzanne R. Morphew Hope Foundation. How did I miss that? I absolutely did not know that. He owns a black 2013 F350, a 2015 F250, a 2015 white Range Rover, a 2007 Range Rover. Yeah. Hey, Addles. So I don't like getting behind. Oh gosh, Mystic Firefly, one email. I don't know, but you could link some of these things like the affidavit. I did link it in here and I will again in just a second. You can copy that link. I think this will be the last page I do, you guys. And then we'll come back tomorrow. So Barry's 2 email accounts are redacted. Barry stated that Suzanne typically wakes up and has coffee. Interesting that there was a coffee cup sitting out. Wasn't staged or anything, was it? She reads her Bible and emails. She then rides her mountain bike around their neighborhood and then does other things around the house. On occasion, Suzanne rode the Methodist Trails area. Barry further explained that on Sundays she virtually attended their church, Salida Grace. The service is broadcasted on YouTube and lasts about an hour. Barry stated he typically works until 5 or 6 p.m. They have dinner and he usually goes to bed around 9. They typically sleep in the same bed. However, if he is snoring, he will sleep in the bonus room on the couch. She communicates daily with her best friend Sheila. Barry explained that in 2019, his company had been contracted to build a retaining wall at a site in Broomfield, Colorado. 2 of his contractors, Cassidy Cordova and Cody Cox, were tasked with the work. Barry said the wall was not completed correctly and he lost $30,000 because of it. Barry could not recall the name of the general contractor for the job. He stated on Saturday, May 9th, he worked with Morgan Gentile on a job site in Salida. The task was to complete a rock beach on the property. We've heard of this beach. After this job, Barry communicated with Suzanne by text message. They talked about hiking, and she later requested him to purchase hot tub chemicals. Barry stated his last text with Suzanne was between 11 and noon. He stated at around 2:26, he texted Suzanne that he was done and headed home. Barry stated that sometime on Saturday, Suzanne asked him to take her mountain bike and helmet out of her vehicle, which he did. He stated he cooked steaks out on the grill and they never even looked at the clock that night. He added, "It's actually one of the best nights we've had in a while, actually." And that was a quote. "It's actually one of the best nights we've had in a while, actually." Because there were no chemicals in Suzanne. He said they put their phones aside. He said because there were no chemicals in Suzanne. Oh my God. It's like with the Brian Laundrie, like I was saying earlier, like any way that they can do little digs at you to make you feel like less of a, you know what I mean, you guys. That just seems like the type of person that he is. Barry stated that he was scheduled to travel to Broomfield on May 10th of 2020 to get eyes on the site and fully determine what was needed. Barry stated Morgan was supposed to travel to Broomfield that evening and Cassidy was due to arrive Monday morning. He stated that he preloaded his truck on Saturday night, and he explained he set his alarm for 4:30 on Sunday, May 10th. I wanted to stop there, but we're getting into when she goes missing. Last page. I got to do this page. I want to know. And then we'll watch the video of him leaving again, and then I'm out of here. Okay, Barry stated he awoke to his alarm at 4:30, but we talked about his truck was driving at 4 a.m. Also, this was Sunday, Mother's Day, and we know that in Broomfield there's a city ordinance they cannot work on Sunday. Barry explained that when he awoke, Suzanne was still asleep in the master bed. Barry stated he heard her snoring. Barry said he showered and left the house at about 5 a.m. He stated he last saw Suzanne wearing short white shorts and a white string-type shirt. Barry stated that he traveled on Highway 50 to Highway 285. He traveled Highway 285 to E470 north to I-76. He went directly to Holiday Inn and checked in. Barry said he went into the room for a short period of time and rested after the drive. He then went over to the work site. Okay, but he was in the room asleep for like 5 hours. I know that they said that in the hearing. Barry stated that he was at the job site, which may have been in the afternoon. So I don't know. Barry stated he was at the job site at 10 o'clock-ish. He added it was just a hotel and job, back and forth. Barry stated he drove to a McDonald's near the job site and cleaned his windshield. He then went back to the hotel room. He stayed in the room for about 1 hour and possibly watched television. Barry then returned to the job site. Barry stated in response to the question if he ate that day, I kind of look for something to eat. He always keeps granola bars in his truck. I saw a McDonald's pulled in there. I don't like crap food, so I thought I'm not going to eat here. So I just ended up eating granola bars. He says that the neighbor, calls and explains she couldn't reach Suzanne. And he says that he texted Suzanne, but there's no cell phone service at the house unless the phone is on Wi-Fi. He was at the job site when Jean called me, which they will be able to prove that. Barry initially said there were no issues with their marriage. Later in the interview, when asked, hey, baby, Barry disclosed they did fight. Good morning, buddy. Barry explained that Suzanne has battled through stage 4. Okay, well, hold on a minute. One second, you guys. Hold on, one sec. Let me read this, and I'm getting ready to get off of here. I know. Barry stated that Suzanne started using blank and alcohol. Barry stated this drug and alcohol use would sometimes lead to arguments during which Suzanne would accuse him of being controlling. Barry described Suzanne's demeanor as hateful. Barry stated the last argument they had was Friday morning. Here. Okay. Barry stated their daughters did not know about Suzanne's substance use and demanded that information not be disclosed to them. In fact, when asked, Barry admitted he deleted text message from his cell phone because he did not want their daughters to access his phone and read those messages. So we are going to stop there. Thank you, Shar, for putting that in there. You guys are the best. I appreciate you guys so much. I really, really do. Let's go. We're going to stop there for now. We're at the end of page 20. That'll be easy to remember. But I do want to watch the video of Barry today when he was released one more time with you guys. Because, wow, that was just... Tracy. Oh, you're sweet, Cheryl. I love you. You guys are the best. Okay, here it is. It's a great picture. I love it. Arr. Thank you, Meg. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too. I loved sitting here hanging out with you guys, going through this stuff. Basically what I'm doing all day, every day, and to get to do it with you guys and have the conversations is everything. Hey, do not draw on yourself. I said draw me a picture, not a tattoo, bro. I don't know why that's up there. How do I get it out of there? No, okay. I thought that was going to be about the Gabby Petito. But anyways, that is all for today, you guys. The camera is awful on this computer, but I'm hungry and I'm tired and I'm emotionally exhausted from these cases. So, plus my baby's up from his nap. He napped for the whole live, which is awesome. That worked out really good. But all right, I love you guys. I hear you with Alex with drawings. Hey, keeping him occupied, but he's drawing on himself. Quit. This is what we've got so far. Anyways. Wow, that's a good trampoline. That looks very good. All right, you guys. Oh, thank you, Shar. I love you guys so much. And if anything like too crazy happens, I will come back. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow and I'll call you, Amanda. I love you. And thank you, Mystic Firefly. We will start on page 20 tomorrow. I appreciate my mods. You guys are the best in the chat. And yeah, and I hope to see you guys soon. But, a B for Bentley? Oh, wow. Okay, he's tatted up, y'all. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Love you guys.